I hope this is my final attempt to record this video today. I don't know why it's taking me so long. But anyway, welcome to Sharing Life with IG. I hope you're all doing well. My intention was to post every single day, but unfortunately, I have been very busy recently and I've not been able to do that. But I'm back today and I hope you're all well. What I want to talk about today is that a few days ago we celebrated, or the world celebrated, International Women's Day. And normally I would post something and acknowledge it, but this year I started to think instead of posting. And why are we needing to celebrate International Women's Day? I have no recollection of celebrating Men's Day. And I know that a lot of people think it's a man's world, and so women should be celebrated, but I am not completely on board with that. And I want to say that the reason why this is because of the fact that the world, not just this part, any part of the world, but I think the world in general continues to minimize women. Con- Everyone continues, or every country continues, or most people continue to trivialize anything to do with women, to the point that where we live right now, women are um, being punished right now because of certain policies that have been removed from existence. And some of these policies were made in order to help, um, I guess, bring to light how pivotal, how important women are in the society. But all these things are now being removed and replaced. And for me, it's disingenuous. It's hypocritical to say Happy Independent Women's Day when, is that even right? Happy International Women's Day. You're saying it um, now, and then the next thing you do is contradictory to that. It doesn't make any sense. You're celebrating women, happy International Women's Day, and then on the other hand, you're denigrating women, you're disparaging them, you're minimizing them, you're belittling them. Anything to do with a woman is usually the easiest place or easiest part to attack. An example is what's going on in Nigeria right now with this female senator who has been suspended for 6 months. I don't know why. Many people think that it's because of the allegations, which I don't think it is the allegations. It could also be the conduct. I don't know exactly what the claim is, but the fact is that this woman accused a prominent member of the Senate of sexual harassment. And I was going through the comment sections of the news channels and the um, podcasts that have been talking about this issue. And it's incredible, it's amazing to read what people are saying. And sometimes some of these presenters are also adding their own opinions. And a lot of people say, no, what's the evidence? What evidence does she have? And you can almost read between the lines is that, oh, if he just winked at you, it's nothing. If he just poked at you, it's nothing. You have to develop thick skin. Almost, you can just read between the lines. And so many different things and different behaviors are being accepted by the society as normal behavior. And so for you to go out there and claim to be harassed, you have to have concrete evidence. And that concrete evidence need to have the concrete evidence needs to be defined. What does it mean to have concrete evidence? What exactly is seen as concrete enough to warrant investigation? Is it when she comes and tells you that she was assaulted? Or, I mean, she was saying that there was a proposition, if that's the right word, that there was a proposal from the gentleman to perform certain activities in order for her, for what she was wanting to pursue to be heard on the floor. And people are asking her what evidence, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, why would a woman of that nature come and make such a claim? She's also a lawyer, make such a claim with no evidence. I mean, are we trying to pretend as if we don't know that these things happen? And many people would see women as they're there to be poked. I remember once I was in Nigeria and I went to the market to buy something, and people will pull your arms and will poke at you and will say things. And I look at them and I know that they have no idea that those things, that women are being harassed. You don't touch anyone. That is harassment. You don't say certain things to people, especially when you're, this is, in the Senate. These are very important positions in the society. These are people who are representing communities um, in the state capital. And people have no regard to what those people stand for. I even read some women saying, the reason why I say this is because men also said it, but women are unbelievable. Some women are saying, oh, you were being so rude. Is that how you speak to your husband? I was so angry because this is a senator, right? She was elected to represent a community. So the reason why she's there is to represent her community. It's not because she's a woman, right? So, and she's not married to anyone in the Senate. She was in the Senate in the capacity of being a senator and of being a representative. So, why is there a need for her to respect anyone? Why is it a need for her to put that ahead of what she's there for? So, what you're asking her community is to take the back seat while she um, impresses people that she's a woman. Why would you say to her, is that how you talk to your husband? She's not married to anyone. She's not there to talk to any husbands. She's there as a senator. And if she has to be rude in order to make her point, she can be rude. And if she's rude, it should not be judged because she's a woman. Because if she was a man and she said what she said, or she acted in the way that she acted, how would it be seen? If it wouldn't be seen as her being rude if she was a man, then there's absolutely no reason for her to be seen as rude because she's a woman. This is again how women are being marginalized, how women are being put in the boxes because you think because she's a woman, there's certain things that she cannot do, but she's there representing a community. I don't even know if anyone thinks about these things. It's just so infuriating. You're asking her community to bow before the community of the Senate president or whoever was involved. Is that right? If you elect someone to represent your village or your county, wherever you are, and they go there and they are not able to put across the needs of the community because they're afraid of being branded as being rude, or because she's a woman, she's not expected to speak to a man in a certain way. How would you feel? Would you feel represented? But this is what the woman is being expected to do. And I think it's appalling that women themselves are the gatekeepers of these bad behaviors that are championed, unfortunately, by men. Why would you say to her, is how you talk to your husband? We need to remove emotions. We need to remove emotions from reality. She's not there in that capacity. Every community is equal. You shouldn't have a different expectation from her because she's a woman, because she's working, she's doing a job. She is doing a job. The fact that she's a woman is irrelevant. But this is what we have to go through on a daily basis. And so when you're saying Happy International Women's Day, you need to ask yourself, do you mean it? What exactly are you doing in your own capacity to make sure that the women who are around you are regarded? When next you hear something about a woman being mistreated, imagine for a moment that that woman is either your daughter or your sister or your wife or mother. Just imagine that, because it's so easy to ignore certain things because you can't identify with them. But if you put your own child in that position, how would you feel if your child came back to you and said, I was being harassed at work and I was being overlooked? for promotions and stuff like that because of A, B, C, D, E, are you going to have the same attitude as you did this woman? Are you going to say to your daughter, do you have any evidence? So don't tell me happy International Women's Day. If you truly, if truly you've thought about it and you think women are less than, if you think women are less than, then we have a lot of work to do. And we need to carry on doing it until we find that there is absolutely no need to celebrate the existence of women. I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Goodbye.